Hey everybody. So I wasn't really gonna do this, and I'm not really sure why I decided to. I guess it's mostly just because it's such a big topic right now, like on my Facebook, and I don't really feel like a lot of people need me to talk about this stuff because they already understand it. But I'm going to talk about the whole Caitlyn Jenner situation and my opinions and thoughts on all the stuff that's going on and like the things people are saying, because there is a lot of negativity going on. And honestly, like, some people are messaging me and saying like, don't let it get to you and things like that. And you know what, honestly, it doesn't. Like, it just makes me want to work harder, really, because it just shows how much ignorance is still out there. And so basically it's like, I mean, you people who are not understanding it and who are like just like bad mouthing her and like making comparisons that are completely ridiculous, just know like this is still just something that's real. And though you may not understand it or agree that she should be given courage awards or anything like that, and you think that military people are better than her because they deserve it more. And it's completely different. It's not even the same kind of thing. So shame on you for even making a comparison like that. Like, yes, people in the military are indeed fighting for this country and our freedom and all that stuff. And good for them, and we all are thankful. I'm not saying we're not, but the thing is to compare them and their courage to what Caitlyn's going through is just completely ridiculous. None of them are going through gender dysphoria. They don't experience it. They don't understand what it's like. They signed up for their position. They know what they're getting into, and they choose it. So there's that too. And that doesn't make their courage any less valuable than anything. Like, they're still courageous for signing up to go to the military. But we need to remember, Caitlyn didn't sign up for this. Yes, she's in the public's eye, and she did know that when she was getting into this, but she was born this way, just like I was, and just like every other trans person or non-binary person, anybody. We are all born going through this, and that just really needs to be understood. So when I'm seeing my like Facebook friends who are posting these things, it just, like I said, it's not really getting to me. It's just I want them to not look so ignorant, because it's just outrageous to be making these comparisons. Really, it is. And like, the whole thing about that's the other thing. There's really two parts that I wanted to talk about. So that was the whole one where everybody's making such a fuss about the courage like award and the petition to take away her like medals because it was the circumstances. It's just silly. But this is even bigger to me. Like, the fact that so many people are sexualizing her transition like this. Like, yes, she is amazingly gorgeous, and I'm blown away by how good she looks at her age. But it's very inspiring for people who are struggling with their gender identity at a later age, and it gives them hope that, look, she can transition at a late age, so why can't I? And it's completely true, because you can transition whenever, and that's up to you. And whenever you decide that you're comfortable enough to go through that, like, I decided earlier in life, but not early enough. I still wish it was earlier, and I think a lot of us do wish that. But it's not about her beauty. It's about what's in here, you know, what she is, who she is. And to be like posting all these things about her beauty, and honestly, Laverne Cox said it really well, and honestly, so did Jon Stewart. Jon Stewart, that's just a whole funny situation. But at least they understand that shame on you, America, for sexualizing her. Like, She's a woman. She's a trans woman. Yes, she's beautiful. But you know what? She's a lot more than that. And, like, to be making such a big deal about this, honestly, it's also kind of silly. Like, yeah, she is struggling. She has struggled. But honestly, like, it's also been kind of easy on her, too. Other than being in the public's eye and dealing with all this stuff, she had a reasonably easy transition. I mean, she has the money to go and do this stuff. I'd like to focus mostly on the trans people who are struggling even more. And it's not even that I'm struggling more than her. I mean, yes, I am struggling more than her, but there's also trans people who are struggling way more than even me. And that's what needs to be the focus, because we're focusing on the beauty, and we can't whenever we have trans people who aren't able to pass as well as the other trans people. Like, yes, Caitlyn Jenner is very passing. Like, she passes very well. And so does Laverne Cox. And I don't know if I pass very well, but I pass too. And I have that privilege. And I'm aware that I have that privilege, which is why I even decided to open up so much, because I can't allow myself to keep hiding when there's trans people out there who don't have that, and they can't, and they never will. And that's what we need to fight for, because they need the visibility. They're the ones out there every day struggling, being discriminated against because they don't look as though society has fixed us to look. We're supposed to look a certain way, and they look to be people who don't match that, so people are hateful. And that's where I have the privilege. I'm lucky enough to almost look like a normal girl because I try really hard. And there's a lot of people out there who don't. And that's what we need to be really brought up. So when we're focused on how beautiful Caitlyn Jenner is, we need to remember that there's a lot more to trans people than just their looks and what's going on inside our heads. That's the beauty. That's where everything is. And that's, again, why I'm being open about this, and I'm starting to fight, because I can't take seeing some of these things being said. And that's why, again, I'm doing this video, and it's getting too long. But that's really all I have to say. Just know that some of these things that are being said are completely ridiculous, and we need to focus on the good. Caitlyn Jenner is courageous. Caitlyn Jenner is beautiful. But Caitlyn Jenner is a transgender woman. And there's a lot of us out there fighting for equality who don't have money, who are homeless, who are being murdered. And this year has been ridiculous for transgender murders, not just for trans women or trans women of color. Like, there's violence towards trans guys, there's violence towards genderqueer people, there's violence towards everybody, even still people in just the LGBT community altogether. It's just very hateful, and we need to fix that, and that's what we're working towards, and that's why we're doing this. So remember that, everybody, and thank you for watching and hopefully getting something out of this. So thanks, guys.